So, all right, looks like we've got a good group here today. I'm going to be using blocks. Again, if you do not have blocks, don't worry about it. We're going to be using them more to prop ourselves up. So we'll be doing a little more upper body intensive. I feel like the last couple of sessions we've done a little more lower body. So we'll give those hips a little bit of a break, not entirely a break, but do have, if you have access to a block, or if you have even access to something that you can press or squeeze or hold between your knees, we may use a little bit like that. Ooh, who's the kitty? Lucy.
That is Caldy. That's Caldy.
Caldy. Oh.
Yeah, that's Caldy, and Caldy was very helpful in the last session. Yes.
Well, Marley is
under my body most of the time.
Oh, well, they want to be where we are. I'm afraid that once this is all done, my cat's going to feel deserted, but you know, whatever.
So you locked her out now? You've decided?
No.
Oh.
She's somewhere sleeping. I think she'll probably come down for the 5:30 class, so we'll have to deal with her screams and yelps then. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll take it over to our mat. All right. Check. All right, looks like. Uh-oh. All right, so we will start with our forward fold warm up. So if you would, take a moment, rock between the toes and the heels. We're going to start with some easy shoulder rolls. And just taking that easy little rock. Now, if you'd like, you can add some wrist rotations, opening and closing the hands. Good inhale, full exhale, guys. Now I'm going to settle in. I'm going to find that balance between the toes and the heels. You can kind of wiggle through the knees, shoulders back. I want to draw my belly button to my spine, string out of the top of your head. We're going to start with some full deep breath cycles. So just take a moment, draw your breath in, full inhale, rib cage expands. Full exhale, rib cage contracts. I just want you to draw your breath inward, or draw your focus inward, and focus on that strong connection, navel to spine, that string lifting, and with each exhale, maybe we grow a little taller. Relaxing. And let's take one more complete breath cycle. Full inhale, the rib cage expands. Exhale, the rib cage contracts. Now on our next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up, lifting tall. I'm going to take a little arch at the back, squeeze the hips, press forward, and then I'm going to hinge from the hips, floating toward the floor. Now you can bend your knees to get here if you need that. And just set the fingertips down and start with a really easy pedal through the legs. Pop one knee and straighten the other. Let's keep the belly button drawn in tight. Let the head relax forward. Shake the head no if you'd like. Then I'm going to settle both heels down. Let's walk the hands a little bit closer. And if you need to continue bending and straightening the knees, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to straighten the legs and press my belly toward my thighs. I'm going to soften the knees, slide the hands up, and unfold one vertebra at a time, keeping the belly button scooped to the spine, standing up nice and tall. Let's do that again. We're going to take a big inhale, arms are going to lift, and I'm going to take a little arch back, hips are engaged, squeezing the glutes forward, press the hands open, leading with your heart, reaching for the floor. Try and keep your back nice and long. And I'm just going to set my fingertips down to the floor. Continue to pedal through the legs if you need some of that. You can also lean into your knuckles or lean into your palms, depending on how the back of those legs are feeling. Now with your feet, about shoulder distance apart. And the knees are a little bit soft. Try not to lock them out. I'm just gonna let myself hang forward and bring your hand, opposite hand to elbow. Take a little side to side here, waking up that side body. Still stretching through the back of the legs. Make sure we're moving with our breath. Inhale and exhale. Then I'm going to bring it back to center. Soften the knees and bring this up super slow, keeping the belly button scooped. I'm going to release my arms as I'm coming up. And at the top, nice and tall, head and shoulders are stacked. All right, so this time we're going to stretch through the shoulders and chest a bit. I'm going to inhale, lift the arms, a little bit of a reach back, a little arch, and then press the hands open. I'm going to stop halfway. So I'm going to hold it here and bring the hands into the small of the back. Think about opening up the shoulders and chest, and then go ahead and continue your forward fold. I'm going to interlace the fingers and lift. Feel free to lift and lower, just kind of move through some of those tight spaces. Sometimes I find a little twist in there. Now we're going to take a really big press, knuckles to ceiling. Then rest the hands in the small of your back. I'm going to soften my knees, begin to round the back as I scoop the belly, coming up nice and slow, releasing the hands. And at the top, stacking tall, we'll take a big inhale, exhale, arms up, lift. And then exhale, just taking it down with control. Okay, so for this next little bit, we're going to be going into some down dog and some plank type work. So this can get a little wrist intensive. I'm going to adjust my video just a little bit. So if you need to take a break and give those hands a little flexion, extension, wrist rotation, do take that opportunity to do that. All right. So from here at the back of your mat, feet about shoulder hip distance apart. I'm going to stand tall. Imagine there's a wall right down your back. We're going to inhale. And on the exhale, peel away from that wall, one vertebra at a time, scooping the belly, sliding the hands down to meet the floor. You can bend your knees to get here. And we're going to take a little walk. So taking this out into your downward facing dog. Take your time, getting situated here. And we're going to spread the weight through the fingers. We're going to pedal through those legs, pop one knee, straighten the other. Now, let's go ahead and sink both heels to the floor as we push our chest into this just a bit deeper. So think about pushing your chest toward the floor or toward your feet. I'm going to take a double lift and lower, both heels up, both heels down. Let's keep the belly button connected to our spine. I want you to think about that strong connection as we're going through these movements. We're going to need that strong core. Now go ahead and settle the heels into the floor as you can. And I'm just going to shift forward into a plank. So take a moment, adjust if you need to. And if your booty's still a little bit high, let's see if we can drop it down. Nice long straight line. Finding your breath. Good inhale, good exhale. We're going to take a chaturanga. I want my elbows to skim past my ribs. I'm going to lower all the way to the floor. So elbows in, leading forward with the chest, and then allow the hips, the thighs to reach to the floor. And I'm just going to slide forward, come up on my elbows for a small back bend. Lower forward, slide the hands back, and we'll press up just a bit higher. I'm going to inhale, exhale. Think about sliding the shoulder blades down. Your gaze is forward. Your belly button should be scooped. Nice and tall. And you can always go back down to the elbows if you need to. Inhale, exhale down with control. I'm going to press back into a child's pose. So allow yourself a little bit of time to just sink into this, reaching through those hands, stretching out, letting the head move forward. All right, coming up, if you need a quick little wrist rotation in between, I'm going to come back into, or I'm going to come into a tabletop. A little bit of cat and cow here. I'm going to inhale, look ahead. Exhale and round. Scoop the belly. We're going to inhale, look ahead. Exhale and round. Keeping that strong connection. Inhale. And this time, turn your toes under. And on that exhale, start your cat stretch. And then just continue and press up and back into your down dog. Paddle through the legs if you'd like, still stretching and working everything out. If you're good, go ahead and settle those heels into the floor. And I want to push my chest in the direction of the floor or my feet, really trying to increase that upper body stretch. I'm going to add some more double lift and lower here, just waking up the feet and ankles. We're going to do a couple of exercises today that's going to involve a little bit of that ankle mobility. All right, so I'm going to shift forward into my plank, and we are going to go into some scapular push-ups. So just as you need to, I want to have my shoulders stacked over my wrists, and I'm pressing the floor away. Now I'm just going to lower my chest and then press it away. So this movement is more in the upper middle back, middle trapezius and rhomboids. I'm also pressing out of the front of the shoulder here, a little bit of pectoralis major, press, inhale down, exhale, press. Give yourself 2 more, and press, last one, and press. Hold it here. Now if you need to drop to your knees, we're going to chaturanga, and elbows close, nice and slow to the floor, and go ahead and let the hips down, feet rest, slide the elbows forward. And just like we did before, let's take that second little back bend, slide your hands back a little more, inhale, exhale, driving the shoulder blades down into your back pockets, sitting up tall, our gaze is forward, our belly button is scooped, inhale, exhale, down with control. We'll take that child's pose again. Give your hands a little open and close, wrist rotations. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to go into our downward facing dog, and we're going to be doing these pike press push-ups. All right, so we're going to be almost like you're pressing off of your shoulders. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, feel free, bend those knees, give yourself that little modification. We're going to go ahead and come out to our tabletop. So finding that weight distributed through the fingers, hips are stacked over the knees. I'm just going to take a couple of cat-cows. Inhale and exhale. Scoop that belly. Inhale and exhale. One more, please. Inhale. Turn those toes. And then we're going to exhale, round the back, and continue up and into your downward facing dog. All right, so I've got my feet about shoulder distance apart, and I've got my hands also about shoulder distance apart. The space between my hands, so right here between my hands, I'm going to lower the top of my head down and press. Inhale, down, exhale, press. Think about keeping that tailbone up, and inhale, down, exhale, press. You can go as low as you feel like you can safely maintain, and press. Inhale, down, exhale, press. 2 more, please, and press. Last one, down, and press. There's your down dog. Big stretch, pushing the chest toward the feet. Now inhale, let's exhale, shift forward into your plank. Take that plank for just a moment longer. Hold it here, really strong. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga, elbows near the body, lower, 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 all the way down. Rest those legs, slide forward, come up into your little back bend, giving those hands a little break if you need some. Lower down. Well, let's do that little lift one more time. I slid my hands back. Inhale, exhale, up. You might be able to come up just a bit higher with these as we get warmer, get a little more stretching going on. Belly button is scooped. Inhale, exhale, down. Child's pose, press back. And this one, turn your knees open. Let's sink into this space right between the knees, and you can reach those arms out. Give those hands a little break, a little open and close. All right, so I'm gonna give your arms just a quick little break. We're gonna come back and visit those arms a couple of times today. If you have a block or some small ball, excuse me, or toy that you can place between your knees, we're gonna do our half roll back. So I'm just gonna place the block between my knees. You can place it down your shins or between the upper inner thigh. So on this, what I want to think about is that squeeze, keeping those legs active, really pressing and holding whatever you're holding. All right, so I'm going to reach out. Normally, we would go one leg at a time, but we don't have that option today. You can also hold behind the knees. I'm going to inhale, exhale, half roll back. And I'm going to hold it here, and I'm going to lift my knees. So keeping this connection, keeping that block, a little bit of a squeeze, keep reaching, keep breathing. One more breath cycle here, guys. Big inhale. I'm going to exhale, set the feet down, stretch forward, reach, and sit up tall. Now, if you have the block down here between your shins, go ahead and move it up a little higher, maybe between the knees or between the thighs. We're going to alternately extend those legs. So we're going to engage our quadriceps as well. I'm going to inhale, exhale, half roll back, and I'm going to bring those legs up to this tabletop position. You can hold if you need this little modification. Otherwise, we're going to extend, 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 engage those quads. I'm going a little slower than normal. Extend, extend. Let's take one more right, one more left. Let's take both feet up. Squeeze that block. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, exhale down, reach, and bring it up. Give those little shoulder rolls. Give yourself a little break. Okay, so you can keep the block squeezing between your knees. If you have your other block, bring it in, and we're going to add a little twist, and I'm going to add just that little press on the block, all right? So we're going to inhale, exhale, half roll back, and I'm going to bring my legs up. Now, if you don't have the block for your knees or your hands, that's okay. We're going to extend and twist, and twist, and twist, and twist. Pull that elbow back a little deeper in that twist. One more right, one more left, both feet up, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, exhale, down. Take that block away, and stretch. All right, guys, let's go ahead and come all the way back. We're gonna lay down, we're gonna do some hundreds. So you can come down either holding it behind your knees or hands free. All right, so walking those knees into the chest. All right, now you can keep with the legs free of the block, but if you have it and want to use it, again, I'm just gonna squeeze the knees between, or squeeze the block between my knees. I'm gonna come into forward flexion. I'm gonna start with the flex on the inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, point and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna extend and flex, 2, 3, 4, 5, and point, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Really squeeze those knees. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, long and strong. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Now adding on if you'd like. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Really squeeze in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more, lower lift. Now hold about 45 degrees last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Stay here, lift up, knees in, head down, take that block away. Give yourself a little break. That's really hard for today. Taking your feet to the floor. Let's extend those legs. And we're gonna go into our roll up. I'm gonna zip through the thighs. So I wanna keep that strong inner thigh connection. And a little bit of a external rotation here. So Pilates stance, that little V with your feet. I want to think about gripping the mat using the back of my legs, really trying to keep this lower half active. Now, again, if you want to use the block, we've got them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold right over my chest. So scapular protraction and retraction. Again, we did some push-ups like this earlier. We're going to reach and then squeeze the shoulder blades as your block lowers. So let's reach and lower. And exhale as you reach. Let's inhale as we lower. I want to scoop the belly button to the spine. I want to keep this strong connection, this rib to hip connection. And let's get one more, please. Exhale, reach. Inhale down. Now I'm going to slightly retract. It's not a full scapular retraction here, so just keep a little work happening in this upper middle back. And I'm going to float the block back. I don't want to lift my ribs, so try to keep this belly scoop. Now legs are active. Full roll up, please. Inhale, lift. Exhale, peel. Coming up, out and over. Pushing those hands forward past flexed feet. Sit up tall. Come on down. Point the toes. Keep those legs active. Arms float back. Keep that belly button drawn in. Inhale. Exhale. Reaching into that forward fold. Flex your feet if you have your block. Reach it on the other side. Sit up tall, taking it down, nice and slow. Big float back, inhale up, exhale, peel, up, out, and over, flex the feet, sit up tall, take it down, squeeze through the back of the legs, guys, and reach. Inhale, exhale, trying to keep those legs really strong, really active. Reaching on the other side of flexed feet if you can. Sit up tall. Take it down. Let's get one more, guys. Let's inhale, reach. Exhale, peel, up, out, and over. Bringing yourself into that forward fold. Sit up tall. Take it down. Nice and slow. Arms reach back. All right, go ahead and take your block away, and if you need to adjust anything, this is a good time. All right, let's get some bridging while we're here. So I'm going to walk my feet in just a little bit closer. I should be able to maybe reach down, so slide your shoulder blades down. You might be able to brush the back of your foot. You can adjust your feet a little bit if you need to, if you want them a little further out. We just don't want them super far. We're going to keep the belly button to spine, keeping the strong connection. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to peel one vertebra at a time. So scoop the belly, lifting the hips, coming up nice and slow into this strong bridge. Now, from here, I want to think about lengthening through the neck, reaching through the hands, and pressing the hips up. I don't want to let my knees fall apart, so just a little bit of an inward squeeze, keeping that reach, keeping that breath. We're going to inhale, exhale down with control. Let's do that again. Let's inhale, exhale, peel. So tuck the tailbone, lift through the hips, coming up into that shoulder bridge. Keep reaching the fingers down. I want to think about being on the back of my shoulders and not so much on the back of my neck. So if you feel like you're kind of collapsing the chin, lengthen through the neck. Let's add on to this. I'm going to lift my heels, coming up into the ball of the foot, and I'm just going to alternately tap our heels. Keeping this strong lift. Keep this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those heels, coming up nice and high. Inhale, exhale, down the spine, one vertebra at a time. Hips down, heels down. All right, so the partner move to that will be our little toe flutters. We're going to inhale, exhale, peel up into your shoulder bridge, lifting through the hips and reaching those fingers toward your heels. Now this time, dig your heels in and lift your toes. So feeling those muscles over the shins activate, and I'm just going to start with a really easy little tap. Keeping those hips up, and as you feel like you can, start taking that tap a little faster. So a little bit of a flutter tap here. Keep it strong. Then you can keep the shoulders down if you'd like, or the hands down. Otherwise, you can reach them up. Here's 4, 3, 2, and lift both sets of toes. Keep the hips up, walking down the spine, so kind of oppositional here. Hips up and all the way down, hips down, toes up. Knees in. Give yourself a little break. You're not even thinking about those planks now, are you? Guys, so I want to do just a really quick little single straight leg stretch. So I'm just going to lift and extend that leg. I've got one more variation in our bridge. So I want to stretch out these hamstrings just a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and lengthen out my left leg while I stretch my right. Pulling that nose toward the knee or knee toward your nose. Lengthening back of the thigh. Now, I'm going to bend that knee and pull the knee into the chest. I'm just going to lower my head and shoulders for a moment. I'm going to pull this knee in. Now, right here where you've got this knee, let go of your hands and see if you can keep it there. Keep it in. Keep pulling that knee in. Keep it strong. Reposition it if you need to and let go. All right, let's take that leg one more time, lengthening into that hamstring stretch. And I'm just going to switch sides. So left leg comes into this hamstring stretch. Focus on this nice long line, back of the thigh, hamstring. Get this stretch. My quadriceps, front of the thigh are active. You're going to add a little point and flex. Then I'm going to lower the head and shoulders, and just like I did on the other side, pull that knee in. Hug it in really tight. So we're using our hands to help us. Now I'm going to let the hands go, and I'm going to try to keep that knee there. So actively pulling my hip flexors into work mode here. Come on, pull it in. Reposition it if you need to. If it kind of sunk away from you, keep it in. And one more time, unfold, nose to knee, lengthen back of the thigh. You might be able to get a little deeper in this second time. All right, so I'm going to lower the head and shoulders, both knees in. Take a moment here. All right, so I'm going to set my feet down, but this time a little closer together. We're going to inhale, exhale, peel up into my bridge. I'm going to lift my right knee and extend. Flex the foot and lower, point the toe and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Flex, lower, point and lift. 2 more, guys, and lift. Last one. Bend the knee, take the foot to the floor. Reposition those hips if you need to. Left knee comes up, and we extend. Flex the foot and lower, point the toe and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Keep that belly button drawn in, point and lift. Flex, lower, point and lift. Give yourself 2 more, and lift, and bend that knee, foot to the floor, and I'm just going to position my feet wider. Inhale, exhale down, nice and slow. Let's bring those knees in for a quick little release. Trying to see where we are. All right, we're good, we're golden. All right, guys, so bring it up to seated. And if you have a block for rolling like a ball, you can certainly add. Now you can either tuck it under or you can tuck it in between the knees. All right, if you don't have one, don't worry about it. We're going to work on keeping the heels tucked to our bottom. Now with this one, we want to try to stop before our feet touch the floor. All right, so wherever you decide to position that block, get it set. And for this one, I'm going to start tall. Inhale, exhale, round, and then pull it back up and put on the brakes. Inhale back, exhale up. Shoulders down. One more, please. And you'll take your block or ball or tool, whatever, and take it to that little Russian twist. Side to side. Press, press, press. Pull that elbow back. 8, 7, 6, 5. Here's 4, 3, 2. back to center. I'm gonna cross my ankles. Come on down. If you have your block, you can lean into it. If you don't, you're just gonna bend forward, giving that low back, giving the glutes a little bit of a stretch here. All right, guys. Let's bring this over to our knees. And we're gonna go back to a little more planky work. So for this one, we're gonna go into a plank and we're gonna add some shoulder taps. I saw somewhere online somebody had called these Macarenas, and I thought I love that. That's very clever. So we're gonna do Macarenas, okay? And if you need to modify, take it to your knees, but focus on keeping this really long, straight torso, upper body. All right, so I'm gonna start off spreading the weight through my fingers. Let's step one foot back, other foot back. And you can take your feet a little wider apart if you need that little bit of stability. And we're just gonna bring one hand up, tap the shoulder, and other side. Keeping the belly button drawn in. Now I'm doing just a very slight shift, side to side, to kind of get the balance. Trying to really keep my core active so I don't have to shift quite as much maybe. And tap, and tap, and tap, and tap. 4 more, guys. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Knees down. Quick little break. Woo! You guys. We're going to do it again, just because that first time was kind of warm-up. That was practice. All right, so if you need a little stretch in between, you can always stretch your hands the opposite way. We're going to go into that again. So kind of think about how you did it the first time. Were you shifting a lot? Maybe try to shift a little less this time, really keeping that strong core as we bring those hands up. And if you don't make it all the way to your shoulder, maybe take it a little lower to the other elbow maybe, or wrist, okay? Here we go. Setting it up, spread the weight through your fingers, 1 foot back, other foot back, finding that really strong position, guys, and tap, 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 tap. Keep that core active, belly button strong to your spine, and tap, tap, tap. Woo. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and back to center. Hold, knees down, and child's pose. Give yourself a little stretch. Woo, good work, you guys. Okay, so we are going to go into marching planks. So this one's going to involve a little more work for those biceps and triceps. So we're going to start on our elbows, and you're going to press up into your hands. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. Now, I try to alternate when I lead, so I'll lead one side up with my right, and the next time I'll lead up with my left. So if you can kind of keep that little rhythm going, that's great. If not, I just want you to focus on that nice, controlled march, all right? Let's slide out to our elbows, please. And if you need to drop to your knees on this one, that's another modification for you. All right, so I'm just gonna press up, up, and down, down. I'm gonna lead with the other side. Up, up, and down, down. And I'm gonna go up right, down right, up left, woo, down left, again right, down right, and left, down left. Now, last one, right and right. Try to keep those hips down, left and left. Hold it down here low, hold it. Let's take a little side to side with those hips, pressing those elbows into the floor. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, guys. 4, 3, 2. Back to center. Knees down. Ease back. Child, you can slide those hands back toward your feet and take that little round forward if you'd like.
Love childhood.
Shoulders should be feeling this. Shoulders, arms,
Oh, yeah.
probably. So we want the legs to have all the fun. Okay, let's turn this around to our hips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my blocks up either side. I'm going to start with my hands on the floor. So we're going to go into a reverse tabletop. All right? So I'm just going to set my blocks back a little bit. For this one, I generally set this up with my fingers toward my hips. If that's a lot of wrist flexion for you, you can turn them out a little bit, but as we go into some dips, your elbows should be pointing backward toward the back of the room. So when we go into this kind of a position, try not to let your elbows kind of go out to the sides of the room. All right, so hands on the floor to start, and I'm going to bring my feet in, and on this one I want to think about coming up into a table. Scoop your belly, lift your hips, open through the shoulders and chest. Now, the first thing I did when I went up here was lock out my elbows. So I'm going to loosen up those elbows a little bit. Scoop the belly, lift those hips. Now, if you can, I'd like you to take a little lower and lift. Lower and lift. Try to make the lower in your elbows. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Now, the hips are going to drop also. Keep it strong. And lower and lift. Two more. Lower, lift. Last one. Lower and lift. Hips down. Take a break. Give those arms a little shake, a little stretch. Oh, aren't those fun? Nah.
You're almost
I can't keep all the fun to myself. So, all right. So if you have your blocks, we are going to do those again, but you have just a little higher clearance this time. Maybe you can get down a little deeper. All right. So I'm going to set this up again and lift. And the good thing about the blocks too is you can actually kind of curl your fingers over the edge if you need some of that. All right. So I'm going to press up, keeping those hips up. I'm going to lower and lift. So a little bit deeper I can go. Lower and press. Lower and press. Come on, guys. Lower, press. Hello, triceps. Big press. 4, press. 3, press. And 2. Last one. Ooh, they're talking to me. Shake it out. Good job, you guys. Woo! All right. So I'm going to give the triceps a little break, but we're not going to give the arms and shoulders much of a break. So we're going to go into that tabletop, and we're going to do just a little march. So marching is kind of one of our themes today. So either with or without the blocks, totally up to you. So I'm going to bring myself into tabletop. I want to keep the hips lifted. I'm going to lift my right leg, and then I'm going to lift my left. And right. Woo. And left. Keep it strong. Right. And left. Scoop that belly in. Right.
Oh, yeah, this doesn't take any triceps at all.
Oh. It's practically a vacation for your triceps. One more each side. And right. And left. Woo. Bring it down. Shake it out. You guys are going to be super strong. You can take a little tricep stretch here if you'd like. And my triceps are telling me yes, they would like. Try not to lose your chin if you take this little overhead stretch. I'm just going to open up, switch sides. Woo. All right. So for this next one, and I'm pretty sure I've done this with each of my classes, but it's been quite a while. If you have the block, you'll have a little better clearance. I'm going to do it without the block first, just to demo. So I want my hands a little further apart because I want my hips to be able to pass through. I'm going to come into my tabletop, and then I'm going to press back into pike. So up and back. All right. If you have your block, you have a little more clearance, okay? So might have the first one might be practice. Second ones will be perfect, right? Almost perfect. All right, so from here, I'm going to come back into my tabletop, and I've got my hands a little wider so my hips can pass through. And I'm going to lift up to table, and then press back, straight legs, pike. And up, table, squeeze, and back, pike. Up, table, lift, squeeze those glutes. Press back, pike. Let's get 2 more. Up, and back, and up. Last one back, hold it here, hold if you can, set it down. Woo! Let's give those wrists a little break. So I just clasp my fingers, little figure eights. Woo! Go the other way if you can. All right, you guys. How we doing?
Okay, good.
I see all the little people participating. I just want to make sure that you guys are doing.
I'm just glad I don't have to talk the whole time I'm doing this like you do.
Yeah, I'll take care of that for you. All right, so we are going to go into something, and so this one is it's another plank exercise. So actually, you know what? Let's give our wrists a quick little break. Let's do a little ab series, okay? So come over to your back, over to your hips, and back to your back. Walk the knees in. We'll just give our wrists a little break while we target our abdominals here for a short bit. We're going to lift into forward flexion. I'm going to keep my right, extend the left. We're going to inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Think about that. Reach through the foot. Exhale and inhale, exhale. 2 more, no break. We're going to bring both knees into the chest and both legs extend, double leg stretch. Reach, circle, scoop those abs, and reach. Circle the arms, knees float in, and reach, and float it in, and reach. This time, let's add 3 little heel beats or crossover. So cross, 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 knees in. Reach it out, cross, 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 scoop that belly. Come on, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's get 1 more right here. Reach it out. 3, 2, 1. Knees in, head down. Take a little break. All right, so going into our single straight leg stretch, I'm going to reach those legs up, trying to keep this long extension. Quads are active, hamstrings are open. I'm going to bring this into forward flexion. Drop the right leg in, left leg is going to lower out. Inhale, switch, exhale. Inhale, exhale, little pulse, pulse. Inhale, exhale, long and strong. And exhale, 2 more. Inhale, exhale, last. Inhale, exhale, float the knees to tabletop position. And we're just going to bring the hands right behind the head. Elbows are open wide. And I'm going to start with a modified dip and back to tabletop. Dip the toes, back to tabletop. Now you can stay with the bent knees or take it up. And if you want one more little fun thing, add a block between your ankles. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Squeeze that block. Inhale down, exhale up. 1 more layer on this if you would like a little try, a little lift at the top. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. 2 more, guys. You got this. Press. And last one. Woo! Knees in, head down. Take a break. Last in our ab series is our crisscross. I'm going to bring the knees into the chest. 1 hand on top of the other, back of the hands against the forehead, lift into forward flexion. So I want to think about looking toward my belly, extend the left leg and cross your left shoulder toward the right knee, then switch. Inhale right, exhale left, inhale right, exhale left. Reach through that foot, guys. Press. One more each side. Knees in, head down. Woo. All right, let's go ahead and bring this up and over. All right, so I have one more thing I want to do with you guys. These are leg pulls. All right, so I'm going to come around. We're going to set up for it like a plank. So I'm going to start you off alternating. So what this is a plank with the leg lift, pulse, lower. So these are your legs, lift, pulse, lower. And I want you to really actively lift from the back of the legs and the glutes. Try not to let your hips sink with these. All right, so we're going to come back out into our hands. Leg back, other leg back, finding that strong plank. I'm going to start with my right foot, and I'm going to lift, pulse, and set the foot down. Left side, lift, pulse, set it down. Right, lift, pulse, set it down. Lift, pulse, set it down. Up, squeeze, back of the leg, up, squeeze. Last time like this, where it's just alternating sides. Lift, pulse, set it down, knees down. You can take a child's pose or just sit back and give those hands a little break. Now, for this next set, I am going to stay on one leg, and what we're going to be doing is pointing and flexing. Hi, Jared. So we're going to be pointing and flexing that leg. So you're just going to lift it up and hold it, point and flex. And the other foot is you're going to rock forward and back. So I'm just going to demo. So I'm going to lift, and I'm going to come back, flex, and point. Flex, point, flex, and point. All right? So let's go ahead and everybody together. Spread the weight through your fingers. One foot back, other foot back. I'm going to lift and point that foot. Now flex, lean back, and forward. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. One more. Set that foot down. Other side. So I'm starting with a pointed foot. Now flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. Set that foot down. Hold it here. Knees down. Take a little child's pose. Give yourself a little rest, a little break. Woo. You guys are awesome. All right. How we feeling? Good. Thank you. All right. So one more little thing, and then we'll scatter to the wind until I'm teaching at 5:30 today.
I just said I'm all warmed up for 5:30.
Just keep it warm. So we're going to go into a little clamshell. So this is Susan Cunningham's favorite. She even requested it in class recently. And then asked me later.
Okay, so we can blame her.
Well, she was just making a good suggestion. So then it was funny because later she's like, my hips are, yeah, that's right. All right, so we are going to come into our side. And so we're going to start with the knees bent. And I'm just going to rest in my elbow. So I'm going to stack my shoulder right above my elbow. And I'm going to start with my knees on the floor. My feet are stacked. And I'm just going to start with a really easy open and close. Open and close. And I don't want my hips to kind of lean back on this. So keep the hips stacked. Nice and tall. Shoulders back. Abs engaged. All right. Now, so I'm just going to hover my feet. And that hinge gets a little bigger. A little bigger. Nice open hip. Keeping the belly in. All right. So now I'm going to press, actually I'm going to take my feet back down. I'm going to press my elbow into the floor and lift into this little side plank. Adjusting if you need. And I'm going to start with my feet on the floor just so I can kind of get this feel. I want to make sure my hips and side are up. Now, if you can, lift your feet. So 2 points of contact, your elbow and your knee. And up, and up, and up. One more, up, and bring it down. All right, so this time I'm going to lay out for just a moment. So I'm going to lift, extend, touch my feet, and lower. So clamshell, extend, touch my feet, and lower. Open, lift, touch, and lower. Now let's do that again. Hover your feet. So open, extend, feet together, close the clamshell. Lift, open, touch, and close. One more. Lift, open, touch, and bring it down. Now I'm going to bring this top leg over, come up to sit. Now I don't want anything behind me because here's where it's going to get a little more interesting. All right, so shoulders are back. Now I'm just going, so I've got my right crossing over my left. So you can get a nice little stretch going here. So I'm going to use my left hand on the floor for just a little bit of balance. I'm going to swing this leg around. I want to keep my heart lifted, so try not to come all the way down. Keep it lifted and hovering, and bring it back around to the front. You can help it if you need to. Bring it around and front, and bring it around and front. Try to cross it over if you can. Bring it around. Now, you can keep the hand on the floor, or I'm going to take the arm opposite. So the leg is going to swing. My arms come around, counterbalance. Keep the chest up and around, and bring it back. Woo! Hello, hips, and around. Bring it back and around. Now this time, hold it back, and I'm just going to lean, and we're going to take some little pulses. Hello, hello. Keep it 4, 3, 2. Bring this leg back around, and a little stretch. Good game. Switch sides. Coming down for your clamshell. All right, so I'm just going to start on my elbow. Want my shoulders stacked over my elbow. And we're just going to start with a really easy open and close. You can always stick with this if you need to. Keeping yourself lifted, lift. Now, I'm going to hover my feet, and that hinge gets a little further open, so just a little more open. And up and down, up and down, keeping it strong and down. All right, so I'm going to set my feet down. I'm going to press my weight into my elbow, and I'm going to lift up, and I'm just going to start with the clamshell. So I've got my elbow and knee and feet kind of as your point of contact. I'm going to go ahead and lift my feet. So lift and up and down, up and down, and up and down. All right, guys, one more. Lift and lower. I'm going to bring it down. Okay, so from here, lower down. You can place your hand under your head, or you can rest your ear on your arm. All right, so from here, we are going to lift, extend, bend, touch your foot, and close. So open, extend, touch your feet, and close the hip, or close the knee. And up, touch, and close. So open, up, touch. Now lift your feet. So open, up, touch, close. Open, up, touch, close. Keep that belly in. Keep those hips stacked. And one more. And feet touch, knees close. And we're going to bring this up. Bring this knee across and just give a little stretch. And you're a little different on each side, so one side might feel better. Of course, your first side is already a little bit tired. So, all right, so from here, this is my left leg. I'm going to take my right hand on the floor, and I'm just going to take that leg back. Keep your chest up, swing it around, and back, and around. Trying to get over the knee if you can. Scoop that belly. Take it around. All right, now if you can, no arms, keep that heart up, and take it back and around. Take it back. Woo! Take it back and around. And on this last one, hold it back, lean into your hands, keep your heart up, take those little pulses. So I'm just trying to lift that leg, lift, lift. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Bring it in.
Oh, sorry. My favorite kicking my head.
Oh, poor bear. Oh. There, we're gonna come into a little butterfly stretch, please. Giving yourself just a moment to kind of release. All right, so I think we got a little bit of upper body. I think we got that lower body in there as well. So hopefully we feel a little balanced. I am going to bring this over to the ball of my foot. I like to end my sessions like this, just with that extra little stretch in the heel. Just take a moment, quiet your mind, fix your gaze far out so that we can just balance. Don't worry about anything going on around you. I'm going to slide my hands up to my knees, find that balance, shoulders down, lengthening through the neck, through the top of the head. I'm going to set my hands back down to the floor, and I'm just going to lift my tailbone. So I'm just going to fold forward and take this little bend and extend, stretching through the back of the legs. Let the head relax forward. Take the head and go if you'd like. I'm going to settle both heels down. Soften the knees. Slide the hands up, unfold, keeping the belly drawn in tight, coming up nice and slow. At the top, a big inhale, arms are going to sweep up. I'm going to drop my right arm into a tricep stretch, so just reaching down for the upper middle back. I'm going to take my other arm around, reaching the fingertips toward each other. Nice and tall, guys, keeping your belly button drawn in. And take a big inhale, both arms up. New arm comes down into that triceps stretch. Reaching that other arm around. Shoulders relaxed, try to get them low. And I'm going to take both arms out, palms up, thumbs back, and open up through the shoulders and chest, getting the biceps stretch. And I'm going to turn this all the way over, palms up, thumbs back, pressing back a little further. Now let's bring the hands to the front, interlace, and push, opening up across the back, tuck the tailbone, soften the knees. And let's take a nice big inhale, just open up. We'll exhale, float it down. Couple shoulder rolls if you'd like. Thank you guys very much. Always wonderful to see your faces.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great.